Hello there guys, welcome to one of my live videos, and on this video there is lots to negotiate about. So this is in Sky Sports now. I think it was actually reported out yesterday, but it's obviously been in a few other media outlets as well. It does say here Manchester United sue football manager makers over use of club's name in game. And we'll delve a bit more into the article in Sky Sports. It says Manchester United are suing the makers of the Football Manager series for allegedly infringing their trademark by using the club's name extensively throughout the game. The Premier League side have taken legal action against Sega Publishing and Sports Interactive SI, the publisher and developer of the popular football management simulation. The club also argues Sega and CI have infringed their trademark over their logo by not using the official Manchester United crest in the game, instead replacing the club crest with a simplified red and white striped logo. Go a bit more into the topic. Manchester United claim this deprives the registered priority of its right to have the club crest licensed. Sega and CI say the use of the club's name is legitimate reference to the Manchester United football team in a football context and has been used in Football Manager and its predecessor Championship Manager since 1992 without complaint by the claimant. The companies have accused the club trying to prevent legitimate competition in the video game field by preventing parties not licensed by the claimant from using the name of the Manchester United football team within such games. At a preliminary remote hearing on Friday, Manchester United barrister Simon, whatever his name says, Key said the name Manchester United is one of the world's most valuable and recognised brands. He said the money clubs make from licensing their name's logo is very significant, and the products and services that are licensed by the claimant benefit from an association with the club's winning culture and its brand values. So that's some of the stuff that as mentioned in Sky Sports. There's obviously no more of it if you go further down, but I can't be really bothered reading that out. So that is the latest news on that. Manchester United have sued football managers makers over the use of the club's name in the game. So I just wanted to give you the news on that. Now I'm going to delve into more topics. I was also reading recent reports yesterday, and it does say that Ole Gunnar Solsjkaer has been assured that the club will be competitive in the summer transfer market. Don't forget, we did announce our financial results recently because Ed Woodward had spoken to investors on a conference call on Thursday. And he has revealed our latest financial figures, and Manchester United's net debt has risen up to £429.1 million, with the club no longer predicting revenues of up to £580 million. And obviously, Ed Woodward did say as well in the statement that, he's optimistic that the season will return, in June, which is obviously next month. And he did say the coronavirus pandemic is one of the hardest moments in Manchester United's history. But the coronavirus pandemic has actually cost us around £28 million. But we do expect the final figure to be much higher than that. So I think it could be difficult for us, to give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a transfer budget in the summer transfer window because obviously, with the financial issues with the coronavirus pandemic. We have also confirmed as well, privately, we are reluctant to pay any more than 60 or 70 million pounds for one player. So we're not willing to pay any more than 70 million pounds for one player in that. So reflect on that. Jadon Sancho's move now to Manchester United could be in doubt. Moussa Dembele and Sol Niguez's moves to Manchester United could also be in doubt. So who are Manchester United going to sign in the summer transfer window? Like I mentioned before, I think, we can enjoy the perfect transfer window because, a lot of clubs are going to face an unprecedented summer transfer window. And I think, the top 6 clubs do fear our transfer strategy. to fear our transfer strategy for the summer transfer window, and that they really do. But Solskjaer's already said he wants to make around 3 or 4 signings in the summer, because he believes we need around 3 or 4 signings in the summer, to become title contenders next season. Now, like I said to you, Solskjaer's got decisions to make. He's got to decide who he's going to recommend in the summer. And he's also got to decide what players he's going to get rid of in the summer transfer window. Now, like I've said to we have seen a total of 19 players depart the football club since Solskjaer got recommended in and that. And to be fair to Solskjaer, he has got rid of a lot of the deadwood. I think Solskjaer's planning to get rid of around 6 or 7 players in the summer transfer market. Don't forget, Solskjaer still wants to continue the policy of recruiting young British talents to Manchester United like he did do last summer and that. Don't forget, earlier on this week, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, was talking about the problems we had in the squad last season. He says the players were physically tired, mentally tired. He also mentioned that they had injuries. And Solskjaer, did say we will not tolerate personal agendas at Manchester United, because he did make an admission, did Solskjaer, saying, that we have had personal agendas at the football club. And Solskjaer has also been big on our personality and the players fitting the dynamic of the squad. So this is, some of the stuff that I did say. But he said, he'd rather have a hole in the squad than an arsehole. One of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's biggest tasks since he became Manchester United manager was getting rid of some bad attitudes, and that led to Lukaku and Alexis Sanchez's departure from the football club last summer. They both, of course, went to Inter Milan. But the positive that came out of this, Solskjaer did say we don't have any bad apple in our team at the moment, which is obviously very, very good news in that. So this is what he said, and he said this, to the United We Stand fanzine earlier on this week, because he did give an interview to them, Solskjaer. And he also has revealed, what he has changed at Manchester United since he replaced Jose Mourinho back in December 2018. And like I said to you, I think he has changed quite a few things with Solskjaer. I've also seen improvements as well. But, these still things Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does need to work on that. There's quite a few things Solskjaer needs to work on. But like I said, we've got decisions to make before the football season does resume. We've got the decisions to make. I think we've probably got around a good 5 or 6 decisions to make before the football season resumes. Obviously, we've got to make a decision on Odion Ighalo's future. Obviously, we've got Ighalo on loan. His current loan spell, I think it expires in like 8 days' time, something like that, because Odion Ighalo's loan does expire on the 31st of May. I think Odion Ighalo did reveal that he wants his loan deal at the football club extended. So maybe we're looking to extend it until the end of next month or maybe early July, But I think Shanghai Shenhua have confirmed that they expect Odion Ighalo to return in time for the start of the new Chinese Super League season. And the Chinese Super League season does start in July. So there you go. But Shanghai Shenhua, they came out a couple of weeks ago, was it now? And they said they want £20 million to let Odion Ighalo go on a permanent transfer. Now, Solskjaer did make the admission that, he's keen on getting Odion Ighalo permanent contracts, but we may have reservations about paying the £20 million that Shanghai Shenhua want. Now, we did pay around £4 million to get Ighalo on loan. His wages at Shanghai Shenhua are like £300,000 a week. But to be fair, he has been a very, very good cover-up to Marcus Rashford and that as Odion Ighalo. But, I don't think, we'll get him on a permanent transfer. James Cooper from Sky Sports, he came out recently and he said, we do remain relaxed over Odion Ighalo's future. We've also got to make a decision on Diego Dalot's future at the club. Solskjaer's come out and said he's determined to keep Dalot at the football club, but does Dalot want to stay at Manchester United? Because recent reports have said Barcelona and PSG are the rumoured clubs to be interested in him. Diego Dalot's appearances have been limited this season. He has, found game time very, very difficult. But there again, Diego Dalot's had a couple of injuries. He's only made one start in the Premier League as Diego Dalot this season. because of his injuries. Diego Dalot is a backup right back to Wan-Bissaka, so let's just put that into the equation. It was Jose Mourinho that recommended Diego Dalot into Man United in his final transfer window at the football club, and we did pay around £19 million for him from Porto. Dalot's got a contract with us until 2023. We've also got to make a decision on Angel Gomez's future as well. Me personally speaking, I expect Angel Gomez to leave the football club. I expect him to leave the football club next month because his current contract does expire at the end of next month. And there's been no signs of Angel Gomez signing a new contract at Manchester United. And we have put forward quite a few contract offers for Angel Gomez. We put forward quite a few contract offers. Offered him one at the start of the season. Then we offered him a £25,000 a week one. Then we offered him a £30,000 a week one plus additional bonuses included. But he just turned these contract offers down. And it says, in recent weeks that Chelsea, Arsenal and Barcelona have all expressed their interest. But Angel Gomez has only made 6 first-team appearances this season. But he's only played 10 times, I think, in the senior squad since he broke into the senior squad back in 2017 and that. So, yeah. Like I said, we've got to make a decision on Paul Pogba's future. I gave you the news on Paul Pogba yesterday night, didn't I? On my final video that I did yesterday. And it does say that Paul Pogba's agent, Mini Raiola, has opened up discussions about Paul Pogba moving to Juventus. Now, as you all know, Mini Raiola has, had quite a few negotiations with Juventus. He's also held some talks with Real Madrid because Mini Raiola has been working on getting his client transfer away from Man United completed, at least in the last, couple of years in that. But Paul Pogba has had a long-running transfer saga. Now, the positive news is regarding Paul Pogba is that he's now back from his ankle injury. Because don't forget, we returned to training earlier on this week. A lot of clubs up and down the country recently returned to training because, the Premier League confirmed in a statement on Monday that clubs voted to return to smaller training groups. So this is a step forward to resuming the season. So yeah, very, very good news in that. But yeah, Paul Pogba has been stepping up his fitness regime. Of course, Paul Pogba was close to full fitness anyway before the football season got suspended because don't forget, he had one-on-one sessions with Michael Carrick. Before we returned to training, was it the other week? Paul Pogba was at our Carrington Cricket Club training with Lindelof, Martial and Andres Pereira and that. So there you go. But I think we're back to full training now anyway, which is obviously very, very good news. Paul Pogba's only played 8 times this season for the football club. His appearances have been limited due to his injuries. His appearances have been limited. Like I said, the last game he played was on Boxing Day in our 4-1 win against Newcastle. And last time he started before that, was back in September. So his appearances have been definitely limited at the football club. But I'm excited about Paul Pogba playing alongside Bruno Fernandes in our midfield because I think, they will make a good midfield partnership. Probably the best midfield in the Premier League. But, he has not yet had the chance to play alongside Bruno Fernandes in our midfield. Me, personally speaking, I think Paul Pogba will stay at Manchester United next season. But I'm not too sure about the foreseeable future. I'm really, really not on that. Paul Pogba's got exactly a year left on his Man United contract, but the club do have an option to extend it by a further year in that. The Busby Babe, I think, reported out, was it earlier on this week or last week? I think it was early on this week, and they actually said that Paul Pogba himself now wants to stay at Manchester United because he's aware of the impact that Bruno Fernandes has made since he came to Man United. We got Bruno Fernandes in January, and you can say the sign of Bruno Fernandes definitely saved Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job at Manchester United and that. But obviously, in recent weeks, it hasn't really mentioned, about Paul Pogba wanting to stay at the football club before that report came out of the Busby Babe. Obviously, before the football season got suspended, you had, Paul Pogba then saying he was interested in staying at Man United and he was interested in extending his contract. Then you had Solskjaer later on that particular week saying, that Paul Pogba will remain at Man United next season. He said that in his press conference in Austria prior to the last game and that. The last game we did play was Lask when we did beat them by 5-0 in the Europa League. The last league game we played was the 2-0 win against Manchester City in that. against Manchester City. But I think he will stay at the football club, will Pogba. Now, like I said, I think if Paul Pogba does leave Manchester United, he will make a return to Juventus. Obviously, Paul Pogba did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus, but the vast majority of his performances at Man United have been totally comparison to his ones at Juventus. Don't forget, swap deals have been high on the agenda. There's obviously been talks of Adrian Rabiot coming to Man United. There's been obviously talks of Aaron Ramsey coming in. There's also been talks of Miralem Pjanic, Douglas Costa, Federico Bernardeschi. Matthijs de Ligt also got mentioned as well, before. So swap deals have been on the agenda because Juventus either don't want to or they can't afford to pay the £100 million we would want if we was to sell Paul Pogba. I don't think Juventus can also afford his wages. Don't forget there's still reports emerging out saying that Real Madrid are in for Pogba. Don't forget Real Madrid were relentlessly linked with him last summer. Because Paul Pogba did make an admission last summer saying that he wanted to leave the football club because he was seeking for a new challenge. The main explanation why Pogba's move to Real Madrid didn't materialise last summer was reflecting on the substantial amount we put on him, because we said last summer we wanted £180 million for him and that. Said the other week, that Real Madrid had dropped their interest in Paul Pogba. They were no longer interested in Paul Pogba because of his wages and that. So there you go. But in recent weeks, the likes of PSG and Inter Milan have also been in for Pogba. Obviously, Barcelona have been in for him before as well, but there you go. Like I said, Paul Pogba enjoyed a very, very difficult time under the Jose Mourinho era. He's obviously did. A lot of top players had difficult times under Mourinho because Jose Mourinho's got a bad reputation with the top players. Don't forget we had Paul Pogba when he was a lot younger under Alex Ferguson, but we had to let him go due to limited appearances. But Paul Pogba has received a lot of criticism, since he rejoined the football club, and I think his biggest critics this season have been Roy Keane and Graham Souness. They've been his biggest critics. And obviously, some people have advised Paul Pogba to leave, to stop the criticism and that. But if Paul Pogba does leave the football club, which I don't think he will in the summer transfer window, but if he does, then we do need an adequate replacement for him. So we have got to make a decision on his future and that. So Mini Raioola's begun, talks now, like he updated you yesterday and now. Also, too, Solskjaer's got to work out his best 11. That's a decision he's got to make, because I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knows his best 11, and it's going to be interesting to see, what 11 Solskjaer does go out with in our, game against Tottenham, when the season does resume, because Tottenham Man United is the first Premier League game back, and it is live on Friday Night Football. Like I said, I think the season's supposedly resuming, is it on the 18th or 19th of June? Could be even earlier than that. It could be even the 12th of June. It just depends basically on the fitness levels. But I have an idea, what 11 Solskjaer will go with in the game against Tottenham. Don't forget, we were supposed to be playing Tottenham, was it on the 15th of March? But obviously, went into lockdown, so the game could not obviously, go ahead in that. But like I said, Tottenham Man United will be a very, very good game. Jose Mourinho yet again reuniting with Man United. Solskjaer's already beaten Jose Mourinho once as a manager, and he's beaten Tottenham twice so far since he became Man United manager. So he's looking to beat Jose Mourinho for the second time. Don't forget, Solskjaer did reveal that he had talks with Jose Mourinho earlier on in the season before our game at Old Trafford and all of that. And Solskjaer did reveal the complaint that Jose Mourinho made on his Old Trafford return, and that, was how bad the dressing room was. So there you go and that. But yeah, I think, the football season should be resuming. In that. Like I said, we've got a fully fit squad now. I think Tottenham, they've got a fully fit squad, haven't they? I know Kane's back. Also, 2 Human Sung's back. So there you go and that. As well, we've got things to look forward to for when the season does resume. Obviously, we've got the FA Cup to look forward to. We've got the Europa League to look forward to, because, we are into the FA Cup quarter-finals. We are into the last 8 of the Europa League. And that is a chance for us getting some silverware on the board under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because we haven't won out yet in terms of silverware under Solskjaer. You know, obviously, we've only won 3 trophies since Ferguson's retirement. So in the last 7 years, we've won the FA Cup, that was under the Louis van Gaal era, and the Europa League and the League Cup under the Jose Mourinho era and that. So yeah, and probably, Solskjaer's got to work out his best formation. Now, obviously, with Pogba and Bruno Fernandes playing together now, they're going to be playing together in our midfield. He'll have an idea of what formation to go with, but he's been changing formation persistently this season. Solskjaer's been going with like the 4-2-3-1 a lot. He's been going with a 4-3-3 a couple of times. Obviously, he's gone with a 3-5-2. From my own perception, will look more expansive with that 3-5-2 formation and that. So there you go. So these things, that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer definitely needs to work on. But, Solskjaer made the admission a couple of weeks ago. He did say that, we will enjoy a different transfer window. Before Ed Woodward revealed our latest financial figures, he said last month, did Ed Woodward, that we won't do business as usual in the summer transfer market, but he says we will remain highly competitive in the summer transfer market, and Ed Woodward did confirm that he is willing to back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and that. And he has assured quite a few times this season that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job is safe, and Solskjaer will be under pressure to keep this good run of form up for when the season does resume, because before the football season got suspended, we was in a good vein of form, because don't forget, we are unbeaten in our last 11 games in all competitions. Yes, we are in that. And, is Solskjaer, by the way, going to give more youngsters their chances when this football season does resume? Because he has given some youngsters their opportunities this season, but some young players have found their appearances limited at the football club. So there you go and that. But hopefully, we can get the players that we want in the summer transfer window. Because, like I said, our recruitment policy has been poor for the last 6 or 7 years. And we've also overpaid for players in recent years. And we have been criticised for that. But I've got to make an admission, we have improved in the transfer market under Solskjaer. What I mean is, got the players that I wanted to recommend in. He's obviously, we've been a bit more sensible with our recruitment, and Solskjaer so far has spent £220 million on 5 players at the football club. Last summer he bought Daniel James, and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in, and in January he bought Bruno Fernandes and Odion Ighalo in and that. So there you go. So yeah, the players that are on our agenda. Now I want to, by the way, give you some more news on Jack Grealish. I was talking with you about Jack Grealish yesterday, wasn't I? Because there's been huge developments on Jack Grealish. Now, Jack Grealish, as you all know, is one of our priority targets. Now, Alan Hutton came out a couple of days ago, like he updated you, and he said that it's impossible for Villa to keep Jack Grealish if they do get relegated. And at the moment, Aston Villa are sitting in the relegation zone. Now, Aston Villa do remain ruthless over their valuation. They have said they want £80 million for Jack Grealish. They want £80 million for Jack Grealish, regardless whether Villa stay up or get relegated. But, we may have strong reservations about paying £80 million for Jack Grealish and that. So there you go. And obviously, don't forget, Jack Grealish recently purchased a guide dog for £25,000 for protection, reflecting on the Dele Alli's robbery. Now, reports have said recently, this is stemming from the Manchester Evening News, I think it was also in the Daily Star as well, they've said, we could offer up to 5 players in a swap deal for Jack Grealish. So we could offer one of our 5 players for Jack Grealish, so, we don't have to pay £80 million for him. Now, the players, that we could offer, Phil Jones, we could offer him because Phil Jones is one of the players that's looking likely to leave Man United in the summer anyway, because Phil Jones doesn't even get in the team. We could also offer Marcus Rojo for Jack Grealish. He's out on loan at Estudiantes at the moment. We could also offer Chris Smalling as part of a swap deal for Jack Grealish. He's out on loan at Roma. We could also offer Lingard and Andres Pereira and that. So yeah, we could offer up to 5 players for Jack Grealish. Now, I do like Jack Grealish a lot, and we've already revealed that Jack Grealish is our preference over James Maddison. And a couple of main explanations why that is because Jack Grealish stats have been better than Maddison's this season. He's more versatile than James Maddison. Plus, he's actually a cheaper solution than James Maddison, even though Villa have said, they do want £80 million for him. And I think Jack Grealish now feels as though he's too good for Aston Villa. Because Villa, cannot match his ability. But up until this point, Jack Grealish has spent the entirety of his career with Aston Villa. He's been there for several years. He's been a Villa player since the age of 6. He's been in their senior squad since 2014. And since then, he has become an integral part of their team. Definitely flourished under Dean Smith's guidance. Grealish's contract runs with Aston Villa until 2023. But there's also been quite a few other clubs that have been in for him. And don't forget, we're also willing to more than double Jack Grealish's wages, or at least double his wages. So we'd be able to pay him over probably £100,000 a week or something like that. And he is only at the age of 24 and that. So that is the latest news on him. By the way, I want to give you some news on Philippe Coutinho. Might put this on my title of my video as well. Let's give you some news on Philippe Coutinho. So, the news is on Philippe Coutinho. I haven't mentioned Philippe Coutinho, have I, for quite a while. Reportedly, Bayern Munich have missed out on the chance of signing Philippe Coutinho on a permanent basis. I think they had an option to buy him for around £70 million because this is what, Barcelona wanted for the player. But they have, decided not to do this. So maybe Bayern Munich will either let him go back to Barcelona or go to another club. They may, look to get him on loan again. And there's been talk saying, Coutinho, could be loaned to the Premier League. And don't forget, Coutinho has played in the Premier League before with Liverpool because Coutinho endured 5 exceptional years with Liverpool. Now, reports have come out, and this is stemming from Mundo Deportivo, and they've said that Man United, Chelsea and Leicester have all been in contact with Philippe Coutinho's representatives in that. This is what it has basically said. Now, like I said, Coutinho's been very, very poor at Bayern Munich. He was also very, very poor at Barcelona. Don't forget, Barcelona got Philippe Coutinho back in January 2018. Barcelona did pay £142 million for the player. They paid £142 million for the player. So Coutinho's like the 3rd most expensive player in the world. And he was so inconsistent at Barcelona, was Philippe Coutinho. He really, really was. But Barcelona, there's no way they're going to recoup the £142 million they paid for him. They could maybe get 70, maybe £80 million for Coutinho, but they won't recoup the £142 million that they paid for him. But Liverpool made a huge profit on the player because when Liverpool only paid just over they paid just over £8 million for him from Inter Milan. I think Coutinho also had a loan spell with Espanyol. Coutinho's in his late 20s now. His versatility is very, very good because he can play as an attacking mid. He can play as a winner. I think he's been deployed as a striker and a secondary striker in that. But I just thought he was exceptional at Liverpool. But he failed to replicate that at Barcelona, and he's failed to replicate that on his loan spell with Bayern Munich and that. So, and it also mentions that Newcastle have been interested in Philippe Coutinho. But it says, we've contacted his representatives, but doubt very, very much that Philippe Coutinho will come to Manchester United. The main explanation is because he is a former Liverpool player, and and so yeah, so that is the latest news on him. A bit of news on Jadon Sancho as well. Jadon Sancho, of course, is our number 1 priority target for the summer. Like I said, Jadon Sancho now to Manchester United. He's probably in doubt. By the way, the latest team to be in for Jadon Sancho is Bayern Munich. Reportedly, Borussia Dortmund do not want to sell Sancho to Bayern Munich. The main explanation for that is because Dortmund don't want to be viewed as a feeder club to their Bundesliga rivals. So they're not going to sell him to Bayern Munich. So you can say now Bayern Munich are out of the equation. But, likes of us have been in for Jadon Sancho, Chelsea, Liverpool, Real Madrid. I think also too Barcelona have expressed their interest. But Borussia Dortmund, I think, want to keep Sancho, and they've come out and said that they're waiting till the summer transfer market stabilises before selling Jadon Sancho. So really looking at transfer fees returning back to normal before they sell him. So Dortmund have said, they do want, at least £100 million. So Dortmund do remain ruthless over their valuation. But I think we said the other week, we are not willing to smash our transfer record for Jadon Sancho. I think it mentioned last week we're only willing to pay 60 or 70 million pounds for Sancho. Neither of them figures are going to be enough to convince Dortmund to offload him. David Einstein, obviously, he's been talking a lot about Jadon Sancho recently. And, he said there's a very, very high chance that he'll join Man United in the summer transfer window. But he did say last week that Dortmund will not sell Sancho for less than £100 million. So I don't know what's happening with Jadon Sancho, to be quite honest with you. But reflect on the latest financial figures, we may now not be able to get him because it says we're only willing to pay 60 or 70 million pounds for any player. And I think we're eyeing like cut price deals for 3 players because we're looking to make around 3, maybe 4 signings in the summer, like I mentioned in that. So that is the latest news on all of that. And, like I said, Solsjkaer's identified the areas in the squad where he does want to strengthen up. He wants to recommend a centre forward in, a right winger, a midfielder. There's still some reports saying that he wants to recommend a centre half in that. But there is still deficiencies in the squad that do need to be addressed. So there you go. Like I said, Solskjaer, give him another season, see how it plans out. Because it is a transition period and it's been a transition period for a while. But at least give him another couple of more transfer windows. Don't forget there's 2 young upcoming players incoming, and that's Marc Guardo from Barcelona and Joe Hugel from Sunderland. So yeah. So anyway, guys, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.